Hello, and welcome to my channel, Naughty Gnome Crafts. My name is Sarah, and you can follow me as Naughty Gnome over on Instagram. If you are a new or returning viewer, thanks so much for joining me today. It's time for another Friday Sews. If you are somehow unaware, Friday Sews is a hashtag that was started by Jen of Today in Jen's Sewing Room, and I always link her channel down in the description box below. For today's outfit, I'm only wearing one handmade piece. I'm wearing my True Bias Ogden cami out of a Rifle Paper Company rayon, and I will go ahead and insert a picture so you can see what the full outfit looks like. So this week was a little bit of a weird week of sewing for me. Over the previous weekend, I did a lot of sewing, and then during the week, I hardly did any sewing. So I do have a few finished things to show you, and I have a top that I've been working on. And then I'm going to talk about a little bit what my plans are for next week. And then at the end of the video, I have a small fabric haul from Surge Fabrics to share with you. So last week I had been working on the Closet Core Patterns Kalle shirt, and I finished that up. So unfortunately I do not have video of the finished garments today because they're actually still wet. We have entered the season where it takes my clothes days and days to dry, which is kind of unfortunate, but it is what it is. I do have some pictures of me wearing the garment, so I will insert those so you can see what they look like on. But yeah, so finished Kalle shirt. So last week when we left off, I think that I was not really feeling it. I wasn't really liking the way that it looked. But actually, when I went ahead and put on the collar here, I think that it sort of like started to tie all of the colors in better for me. Like it felt less random. And so I really do like the way that it turned out. I still don't feel super comfortable wearing it, but that's just because I'm not used to it. And one of my favorite fashion YouTubers that I watch, she actually gave some really good advice that I always try to remember. And she was talking about purchasing garments, but I think it goes for making your own garments as well. Is like when you try something new, like a new style or a trend or just something that you're not used to wearing, you really need to give it some time and like wear it a few times, like 2 or 3 times before you really make your final assessment, because it'll take some time and effort to figure out how to style it and how it goes with other things in your wardrobe and what looks good and what doesn't look good. And so it's like you really shouldn't have like a snap judgment when something's new, because it's kind of like with little kids when you give them a new food for the first time and they're immediately like, I don't like it. But you just need some time and a little bit of exposure to it over a few times to really figure out whether it's for you or not. So that's kind of how I feel about this shirt, is that like I feel a little bit uncomfortable wearing it because it's just really different from other things that I've worn before, but I need to give it some time to figure out if I really like it or not. I did want to point out one thing about the pattern that bugged me. So in a lot of PDF patterns, they will give you, if there's lots of different views, they'll say like, for view A, you need to print these pages, and view B, you print these pages. And the Closet Core Patterns did not do that. They just said that you should look at their teeny tiny little map and then figure out which pages you need to print and which ones you don't need to print. And I just feel like on the designer's part, it's really not that hard for them to just tell you what pages to print. So for the ease of, because I didn't have the time to go through and figure out, which pages that I needed for the view that I was making, I went ahead and printed the entire thing. And then I did save the extra pages in case I want to go back and make a different view. Then I can like assemble those pages at a later date. But I do just think it's a little bit inconvenient and not great that the pattern designer couldn't have just told me what pages that I needed to print for the view that I was actually making. So that's just one little gripe that I had about the pattern. I made the size 0, I made the cropped version, I made the full button placket but not the covered button placket. I did the short sleeves. I do have the long sleeve add-on expansion pack, but I didn't do it for this one because I didn't have enough fabric. This is a double gauze, and yeah, I think that's pretty much all that I had to say about this one. The collar instructions did not make any sense to me, so I just ignored them and did them the way that I would normally construct a collar. And yeah, I think the only thing else that I wanted to point out that like probably lots of you already know this, but like I used wash away Wonder Tape when I was putting the collar band down. Like I basically like fused it down with my iron so that when I was top stitching on the outside, I didn't have to use pins, and it just held the interior of the band in place so that I could stitch around and not have it shifting or moving around. And I liked using the Wonder Tape. A lot of times I'll actually just hand stitch on the inside before I do the top stitching, but this time I substituted the Wonder Tape instead, and that was just a quicker, easier thing. And then when you put it through the wash, that goes away. So yeah, that was a really convenient thing. I'll put a link to some Wonder Tape down in the description box in case you aren't aware of it and wanted to check it out. So after I finished the Kalle shirt, it was time to start cutting, or I had already cut them out, but it was time to start sewing the other double gauze garments that I had cut out. So the first one that I grabbed was the Jennifer Lauren Handmade Ailing blouse. I had actually purchased this pattern in last year's Black Friday sale in 2020, and it has been almost a full year and I hadn't sewn it up yet. So I really wanted to get that sewn up. And so there's two different versions. I can't remember whether this was one or two, or even if it was A or B. But anyway, there's one that has a button placket and a collar, and then there's one that's just a pullover. So I went for the simpler pullover version. I made the size 8 with the A cup. I really love how Jennifer Lauren Handmade includes A cup in her sizing, because a lot of times with the Big Four and other pattern companies, they'll say that it's AB, and like AB means that it's a B cup, and I'm not a B cup, I'm an A cup. So I always have to do a small bust adjustment on even when it says it's AB. But she actually drafts for A cup, and so that's really convenient. So anyway, size 8 A cup. The only alteration that I made was I shortened the sleeves 3 inches, which was my typical long sleeve adjustment because I have very short arms. And I used this double gauze. I think the original color on Stylemaker is called burgundy, but I would actually say that this is more of a purpley brown color, and I call it raisin. So just be aware if you want this fabric. It's not what I would typically think of as an actual burgundy color, but it's still very pretty. So this top has a neckline facing, it has elasticated sleeves, and it has a very nice, like graceful A-line shape to it with just a gentle curved hem. And so it's just a super simple style, but it's really elegant, and it's very, it's different than just your typical pull-on top. And I really loved this. I'm glad that I sewed this up. I can see this becoming a top that I want to sew over and over again. I definitely want to make the view that has the button front and the collar as well. I wanted to make this one first because it was simpler. The only thing that I needed to do that was a little bit different from the pattern is that I did hand tack the facings down, like not all the way around the neckline, but just in little certain locations. I just did a few hand stitches so that it would keep the facing in place so that when I put it on and off, it doesn't get like, the facings don't pop out, because that is very annoying. I didn't want to top stitch it because I just like the look, the clean look of the shirt as is without top stitching. Yeah, I think that was the only deviation that I made, and I do have some pictures I can insert of me wearing the top untucked, which is actually really rare for me. I almost always tuck in my shirts, but this one day I decided, because the line of the top is just so lovely with that A-line shape, that I wanted to go ahead and show it off. So yeah, I definitely think I will make this top again. I'm actually surprised that it's not more popular. There's not too many examples of it on Instagram that I'm aware of. But yeah, I think it's a really good pattern. So that was the Jennifer Lauren Handmade Ailing blouse. Okay, so we're on to my works in progress. I am working on my next double gauze top, which is another Love Notions Rhapsody blouse. This is a tried and true pattern for me. This is the 3rd time that I have made it. And the color of the double gauze, I forget what the official color is. I'll go ahead and link it down in the description box. But I'm going to call it like a pecan color. It's sort of a very warm brown tone. I think it's really pretty. And yeah, since I've made this top before, it's been really easy to put together. I have the pleat in the back, and I've installed the sleeves. And this time, this is my first time doing the long bishop sleeve. I'm just really feeling these billowy sleeves with elastic gathering at the wrist. I just really like them right now. So actually all 3 of my tops have that kind of sleeve. So I'm up to this stage where I just need to apply the bias tape for the neckline. I'm not going to do the ties this time. I'm just going to have it open, and then I need to do the hem, and then this one will be done. So I'm actually hoping to go ahead and get this one finished up later today, and then I'll be able to start on my final double gauze top, which is the one that was from my November plans, and that is a hacked version of the Meet You There dress. So I cut out a blouse version in a pumpkin-y color, rusty colored double gauze, and so I'm going to make that top up as well. Fingers crossed that I could get that done this weekend sometime, because after that I really need to get started on my collab project, which is the Mccall's jumpsuit. I can't remember the number of the pattern, but I'll put it up on the screen. And you guys helped me vote in my in my November plans video, and it was a pretty decisive selection. You guys decided that I needed to use the Rifle Paper Company quilting cotton, and somebody even left a comment that they thought it would make a great holiday jumpsuit. And I was like, oh yeah, I didn't even think about that, but it would be really nice for the holidays. So that is the next project that I'm going to sew up after I finish my double gauze top series. And yeah, I'm really excited about making that one. So there's definitely, I'm not going to be able to do more than that over the course of next week, especially because I'm just kind of going with however I feel during the days. And so I might have some more days where I just don't feel like sewing at all. So yeah, I'll just have to play by ear and see how I feel and how much I can get done. So the final part of this video is going to be a small fabric haul. I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but I'm not sure if it's because of supply chain issues or like the postal service going haywire and taking forever, but I've been seeing lately a lot of shops seem to be doing their Black Friday sales early. So I've been taking advantage of that. If you guys have watched my channel, you'll know this, but last year in 2020, I found that I spent way too much money during Black Friday sales. So I decided at that time to just save money like in a sinking fund through the whole year for Black Friday shopping. So I have like a whole sum of money that I've saved up over the whole course of the year to spend on Black Friday shopping. My plan is that I'm trying to take advantage of deals, and then I'm not going to do any more fabric shopping for a very long time. Hopefully that works out. So I've been buying things here and there because the sales have popped up early. And Surge Fabrics, I think that they had a 20% off sale. Oh, I do have the invoice, but it's downstairs. I'm actually going to go down and grab it so I can tell you what the fabrics are that I bought when I show them to you. Okay, so you guys might recall that in a previous Friday Sews, I shared that I had sewn my own activewear, and I was very excited about it, and I had plans to do more, but I kind of had used up my stash of fabric that I had on hand. So I went ahead and purchased some more athletic fabric from Surge while it was on sale. So the first piece that I got 3 different types of fabric because I just want to experiment and see which one is my favorite and what holds up and what I like and what I don't like. And so even though they do have all these really beautiful prints that I would love to purchase, I just want to try out the basic fabrics first and figure out which bases I like, and then I'll go back and order more fun things later. Okay, so the first thing that I got, and I got a yard each of all 3 of these, is the Black Premium Select Athletic Nylon Spandex. And it just looks like your basic black, oh wait, did I pick up 2 things? Oh no, I didn't, this is just one. So yeah, I just got a yard of this. It just looks like your basic black legging fabric. When I feel it, I would say that it does still feel a little bit lighter than like my ready-to-wear Zella leggings, which are my favorites. But I'm just gonna sew it up and see how it goes. And yeah, just basic black. I definitely could use another pair of black leggings. And for these leggings, actually, I'm not sure yet whether I'm going to use them for actual exercise or if they're going to be more loungewear pieces. Again, I think I'm just going to sew them up and see how I feel about them, see if they're see-through or if they show lumps and bumps. And depending on how that turns out will be if it's like a strictly exercise only thing or if I just wear it more casually. Okay, the next one that I got was Dark Cherry Excel ATY Nylon Circular Knit. And according to Whitney from Tomcat Stitchery, she says that this fabric is supposed to be the generic Supplex. And again, like this does feel a little bit heavier than the black one, but it still doesn't feel as heavy as my Zella leggings. But I really do love this dark red color. I think it's really pretty, and I'm excited to make some basic leggings out of this. The third athletic knit that I got was Titanium Premium Athletic Nylon Spandex. So this one is the premium and the black was the premium select. Not sure what the difference is, but I will link these in the description box so you can check it out for yourself. I think maybe the black one is a little bit heavier than this one. This one does feel pretty thin, I have to say. This one actually kind of feels a lot like the fabric that I bought from Joann that I didn't really like. But yeah, again, I just need to try it out and see how it sews up and if I like it or not. And this is a pretty charcoal gray. And as you can see, these three fabrics do look nice together, and so I am hoping to do something color blocked with the leftovers. Okay, and the next piece that I have to show you is just a tiny bit of a story here. So I've been wanting to make myself some pajamas. I very strongly prefer to wear knit pajamas rather than woven ones because I just find them more comfortable. And currently I have all ready to wear pajamas. I have some from Target, I have some from Nordstrom, but they're all made out of like a rayon spandex. Like some of them might be bamboo spandex, some of them might be modal spandex, but they're all essentially rayon. And rayon is supposed to be breathable, but I have been finding that I do still get really hot at night. And that is because I sleep with a 65-pound hot water bottle every single night. Our dog Penny likes to sleep in between me and my husband, and she actually sleeps under the covers with her head on the pillow because it's adorable. But she's like a little radiator. She's just super hot, and my husband and I both get really, really hot at night. We have to turn the heat down because she just like makes everything so warm. So I find that even in the rayon spandex pajamas, I still get really hot at night. So I was kind of wondering if it might be cooler and more breathable to have some cotton pajamas instead. So I bought some fabric to make myself a set of cotton spandex pajamas. It's the ocean blue. Oh no, that's not it. Sorry. Hold on. It's the light jade 10-ounce cotton spandex jersey. So I got 3 yards of this. I haven't picked out a pattern yet, but I was gonna make like kind of leggings with cuffs and then probably a short sleeve t-shirt to go on top. So I love this color. This color is absolutely amazing. And this was actually a really good price. It was like $6.99 a yard. I don't know if that's the sale price or the normal price, but I do remember thinking it was a good price. And 10-ounce jersey seems like it should be heavy to me, but when I got it, I do feel like it's pretty thin. It has some nice stretch and recovery, but it's definitely much thinner than I was expecting it to be. So, I mean, I don't really care because it's pajamas and I'm literally just going to be wearing it to bed. So maybe the thinness isn't that big of a deal, but I would have liked it to be maybe just a little bit heavier so that it's less sheer, especially for the leggings. But again, it doesn't really matter. The dogs and my husband aren't going to judge me. But yeah, I'm going to make a set of pajamas out of cotton spandex and then try it out to see if I like it and if it's any cooler. And if it is, I'll definitely make more. So the next fabric I also bought 3 yards of, and it is the mauve cotton spandex French terry. I have just fallen in love with this color. I like pink. It's been a really long progression to find the shade of pink that I like to wear, and I think this is it because I don't really like super bright pinks, and I don't really like bubblegum pink, and I love pale pinks, but they look really bad on me. So I think this is sort of like my compromise, where it's just a little bit of like a muddier pink that I think works well with my skin tone. You can let me know in the comments if I'm wrong. But I just really like this shade, and so I've actually bought several fabrics in this sort of color family recently. And yeah, I just really like it. So anyway, I bought 3 yards of this to make a loungewear set. This is a cotton spandex French terry, so it has the loop back. It's not super stretchy. It has a little bit of stretch. It actually has more stretch lengthwise, which is interesting. And it's pretty thin. I am like, it's hard. It's so hard when you order fabric online to know what it's going to be like. Again, I was kind of expecting this to be heavier. This is really more of like a t-shirt weight. Actually, maybe I should make the pajamas out of this because it is thicker than the other fabric, and it might be better for pajamas. I don't know. I'm talking out loud. So I'm thinking out loud is what I meant to say. But yeah, who knows what I'm going to do with this, but some sort of loungewear set or pajamas. That's why I bought this. So the final piece that I bought from Serge was the Ocean Blue Interwoven Squares Quilted Knit. I bought 2 yards of this, and I got it in order to, it was a new kind of fabric for me and I wanted to try it out. I remember on the website it says that it has more cotton content, and so it's supposed to be more breathable than some of the other ones. Let me just show it to you. So it has this like quilted look on the front, and then the back is smooth. Oops. The back has this smoothness to it. It's very, very similar. Oh, here's the stretch. It's very similar to the quilted fabric that I got from Minerva that I made my Megan Nielsen Jara sweater out of. It's sort of like a ponte, but it has this texture on the front. And I was hoping, because it has a higher cotton content, that it would feel less plasticky, because that's the thing that I don't like about my Jara, is that it's just a little bit like, I don't know, I just don't like the texture of it on the inside especially. And this does feel the same as that other one, but I'm just gonna make it up and wear it and see how I feel about it. So this is all, again, I love this color, it's super pretty. And for this one, I think I'm gonna make another Sew House 7 toaster sweater. I have so many sweatshirt patterns and I'm always trying new patterns, and so I might end up changing my mind. But right now, my current favorite sweatshirt that I've made myself is a toaster sweater. So I'm trying to like remind myself to make more of the things that I know that I love. And I do love that sweater. So I think that's what I'm gonna do with this. I'm gonna make the raglan version. And I love the funnel neck, that's my favorite part of it. So yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do with this one. So that was my fabric haul from Serge. Thank you so much for watching today. I appreciate that you take time out of your day to watch my videos. If you enjoyed it, I hope that you will hit the like button and consider subscribing to my channel. I'll see you again next time.